an ability to just take them down. Come on.
I think what threw them off a little was the fact that they got surprised by Shaxi being up there. Like, whoa, there's another guy here. We thought we were the only ones, and then all of a sudden you start playing even more cautious, right?
But that was the best as well. I'm laughing because poor Shaxi was like, okay, I've done it. I escaped everything. No one else is going to be, because he didn't probably expect anyone else to be up
Not
there.
at all.
He sees them guys and he's like, and he didn't even try to fight it, he just ran.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I'm playing the late game, I'm just running, and then he just got picked apart.
Feels bad, man. Not a whole lot more you can do there, unfortunately. But what you can do is go back here into game number 2 on the day and hope to do better. Sure, that 4th place was good, but it's always more fun when you have more people alive and get yourself some kills to it as well. We'll see. Kalimdor, of course, hoping not to be the first guy eliminated in the same way that he was last time. I think that's the first pistol kill we've had in the entire tournament as well.
Yeah, I've not realised a pistol kill at all, so you're probably right there.
Yeah, I think that must be the first pistol kill we've seen in the entire tournament.
did it so well, right?
Yeah,
it was that one tap to the headshot, and then he went, yes, I'm going in now. I'm going to make this work, and he certainly did. Fenerbahce will not want to see that happen again.
Not at all. And now we do see, as we talked about last game, the guys from Northern Lights Gaming not wanting to go to military. Makes sense. You have so many teams looting around the bridge area that you would have to contest vehicles with them, and that's just not going to be worth it. So they're going to go up, take the hospital split, take containers as well, just in the southeastern side of South George, and they will get looted, and they'll be in a good position to get into the circle. Repeat circle of last game to a certain extent, and we will see now where exactly teams will be going.
Now, what I love here, right, is Riddle. They've jumped down as far as they can. They've still opted to push into Severny. They didn't battle away with it despite being quite far away, right? It's a long road to go. They're getting shot at right now. But ultimately, this could benefit them quite massively again.
Indeed, and we see the winners here of last game, Compud and Tornado Energy. 21 kills, absolutely insane. Right next to them, you got 7 Esports. They're just sharing meals. I know back in the day when Vitality and FaZe, they were both looting. They had like a gentleman's agreement. We can loot until this house. And if we go further, you can kill us. Yeah. And if you overstep, we can kill you. That's like the... maybe they've done the same thing here.
Sharing is caring, right?
Exactly.
It's like, you can have this portion, I can have it. I wish that would happen in my pub games, man. Like, let me at least get around on
that's not how it works.
No.
That's not how it works. You got to see blood everywhere. You got to just hunt it, chase it all game long. But now we see right here on our screen, Oshtek didn't really say anything from them last game. I mean, they were a team that... They got into those rough rotation sort of 4v4 unintentional fights really early on, and I think one of the issues with that is because more teams do it than what I'm used to seeing in this lobby. That they try to rotate, then they get caught off. Then we go, hey, we can kill this guy. They jump out, and then they overextend because you want to go out. You want to take the look on that first guy. If you can get him knocked, sure, that's fine. But then they stay to fight him rather than leave, and that gives the solo player time. Cavalry comes up, all of a sudden 4v4 fight. It might not even be inside the circle, and it's just like you could also just have kept driving. It just seems so pointless, and there's so many ways in which it can really screw you over.
Now, Toby, you know me, I like to be quite critical on teams. I don't think you're performing up to standard, but I also want to give credit where it's due. Stella, yesterday, impressed us more, and I was still even impressed how they handled that fight against Zen in that compound, right?
Yeah.
Because it didn't work out for them, they didn't going down, but they never gave up. Certain teams we've seen throughout this, they get knocked by Zen and they go, all right, we're getting out of here. Stella, they were willing to take that fight, and so hats off to them.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. Now they got Moleman back in the game there as well. Hopefully that will add something to it. Them having all 4 guys alive in the server is always a lot easier, and they're sitting dead center in it, so they'll have at least some sort of control over which compounds they'll be opted to go for.
Now it's 7 on your screens at the moment. A team also that struggled with a bit of the fights going off here, and that's again I think it was like 10th place or 11th place they went down. And the problem is they held that bridge, they had good positions, they went to try and play it smart under, Riddle found them, took them down. But again, they are never scared of taking fights. I'd almost at this point say, can you be a little bit more scared at least until we get to like phase 4, 5 potentially?
And I don't think, I agree with you, but I don't think it has to do with being scared. It's more the having to do with, do we need to?
The knowledge,
yeah. I know we can kill them. I know, like, it's one of those, I could if I wanted to, but I can't be asked.
I just feel like they're one of those teams. Like, you're completely right. I just feel like they're one of those teams that just will not back down. They're like, we're just never going to surrender. We just want kills. We're fighting for it all the time. And sadly, boys, you've been going further down the standings.
So they're like you. If I make a bet, you're going to go in for it no matter what, because you're not a guy that quits, you know?
Yeah, I'll be singing Celine Dion later. You guys
maybe.
See the video
3D Max is still 3 games to get 100 points, so that's,
Shut up, Toby.
It's PUBG.
He's
Everything
smiling
can
at
happen
me right now, because
everything can happen.
All right, we've seen Zoka and Nam, and even their Twitter account is abusing me and saying they're looking forward to me singing. I'm the only one that's not looking forward to this. Everyone's going to had their ears checked afterwards. It's probably going to be a lot of pain for them.
It's going to be good. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be content, most importantly. Now, I mean, the few games that we've seen in Northern Lights up here, they've actually somehow managed to rotate out without being confronting 3D Max at all. And the reason I'm saying this is because look at your screens right now. There are shots being fired. Question is, of course, if any damage is going to come in. And now for Hitrik, you see him driving right behind them. Do not go the same route. We've seen it happen before. The info has to come across. He can even hear the shots. And where are you driving, Hitrik?
I'm confused.
He's driving straight up towards them. They just put up a split, and he's full-on driving into the opponent.
Is he just hoping to run him over? Like,
I do not know what's going on. He's driving right next to him for absolutely no reason. He's taking a lot of fire now as well. He's like, but my team went over here. I want to go there as well. No, you don't. Turn around. Go the other way. You don't have to go that way just because your team is. And look at how much, look at how much damage he's taking out the Vectix. Going down there. We're being a bit over-aggressive. And you don't want to stand out in the open and shoot if your team in Nam is shooting back at you. So for Hitrik, living with the scare there, but completely unnecessary. And we talked about 3D Max losing players on first rotations. There's no room for this whatsoever.
Hey, if you're doing dumb stuff like that where you could have gone up north through Georgia Pole, then that is the problem.
And look at two teams that say, you know what? I think Gamer Legion just wrote out to personal courage. We want revenge. Let's take this round 2. Go.
It is an exact repeat of what happened, but this time again, it's not GL who start off strong.
Nope.
It is going to be Fosverd from Personal Courage. He gets the first knock. He's got a good position as well. And okay, they will be able to pick up this teammate there for GL. But Personal Courage, they'll be hungry to take on this fight again. If they can pick up the extra kills and keep everyone alive like they did last time, hell, why not?
This is one of those situations where you're like, well, I mean, it happened last game, so they won't go there again because we were there. Whether they win or lose, it's like it won't be worth it for them to go there. They both think the same thing, and now they end up there fighting each other. And you even have inside games kind of making their way up. And alongside Stella, they're running up the hillside as well. This could be a 4-way fight if this fight doesn't end soon. We already have one guy down, and now Hamster goes down as well. 4v2 right now in advantage for Personal Courage.
Oh yes, it's a party on the hill, and Personal Courage, they're looking to try and come out on top. They know if the quicker they can get rid of GL, the faster they can get out of here as well, because as soon as that noise is made, you're in a close vicinity area where there's so many teams starting to come around.
And now they heard all the vehicles for inside games. They also hear Stella shooting. They should back off of this if they could, Hamster, and they do. You see right there, they're running off. Smart play. Gamer Legion, I think that's the first time I've seen them disengage from a fight. Unless if they're trying to run around and flank the opponents, of course. But it looks like they're trying to disengage. I like to see it. Maybe it's too late for them to adapt or change, but I like to see them doing this, because had it been any other game, they would have turned around and fought, and they're doing it again.
They're going back in for the fight. They're going back in for the kill. Will it work out for him? Bjorn gets a knock. He gets knocked back down himself. The nades go out, and it's going to finish him off. This is not going to be ideal. Apologies, that was a smoke. Blind on my eyes, but
it can be hard to see.
Fosverd's getting himself ready to try and get the finish off. He's just crouching away. Fosverd's got himself right round the corner, manages to take down McCann. Can he do anything else? He gets straight away into the kill. Now Timber, he has to react. He has to be able to do this. He does get the refrag. He pushes up into it. He's looking for more GL members, and he's getting tagged up like crazy. That's not what you want to see. And once again, Gamer Legion. You see them, it's just like slight, yes, you've got a chance. This is the way to do it. You look to run away, and then you come back into a fight. And
they're just not playing together. I mean, sure, they had a chance in that fight, but they never got the info on all the opponents, and I don't know what to say.
Well, I know what to say. Rip dreams, because your placement points are not possible, your kill points are very minimal, and once again, you've taken the exact same fight, and you couldn't make it work.
And once again, we see the exact same circle, and, well, I mean, for a team in Tornado Energy, I think I know where I want to position myself in this game.
Toby, stop with the simulation.
I'm sorry. I accidentally pressed refresh.
I'm living an episode of Rick
it's
and
a
Morty
repeating.
with you. This is what is happening. I'm lost.
It's repeating. Balos and Furex, we see them here. It's rare that we actually see them drive in the center, but they probably got a bit scared off of that last game too. Well, that didn't work in this area of the map. Let's just head on down and see if we can get ourselves a center position. Same thing could be said about Tornado Energy. They're coming in a little late, but they do have Mailman and not Krabik, Mailman X team rotating up front.
Now, Ghost Legion, we spoke about them in the game previous, right? Starting to do a little bit better now, starting to get some kills up on the board. They're also in a very good spot here, so this could work out for them. They're fighting for this area massively, but with so many teams rotating around them, options for kills here. Sigzy, though, he's lighting up the scoreboards once again.
They have all the chances in the world to spray at these people driving on by. There's so many teams coming into this area. X-Team and Tornado Energy is going to be the first one to take shots towards them, I would assume to say, but they're full on focusing down towards Rozhok.
Rozhok going to be that place for the battles of who can get the ground they want. Now, last time around, Rozhok on the south side is where Seagull took. This time they've taken the northern side of it. They want to have that position with, just in case it goes up there, just in case the craziness happens again, they want to be able to get that rotation in. And that's actually where we saw Tornado Energy win from.
Yeah, very true. Very much true. Inside games, going for the dip in which we saw, well, two teams actually be in all sorts of trouble. Hopefully there won't be the repeat for them. And way up north, we got Nut further saying, you know, it happened last game, so can we please get that circle up north once more? Because, well, they were kind of liking that. So hoping and praying that it's going to repeat itself yet again. Great in play here. MK14 suppressed as well, full level 3. That is a very, very nifty crate to be picked up. X-Team, I believe it was one of, no, it wasn't. It was actually one of the not fair players that got it last game, but nonetheless he will go down and out trying to push himself into a good position, but Phoenix says nope, not gonna happen.
Zoka and Nam making their way towards the ruins. They've got Fenerbahce close by, but they're looking to gain some ground here. They'll be within the circle. Now, Noki's got his teammate with him, but I don't like the fact that he's pushing in and they're so split once again. Again, 3D Max, they love to keep this distance going on. And okay, that can work, but for how they've been playing, it hasn't been working.
The way that 3D Max is split right now, keeping two guys over by Cube and two guys south, is the same we see with military. Keep two guys on either side, have the bridge control, so you have a free access pass to the other side once the circle guarantees us which side of the border it's going to go to. It kind of makes sense here, but as you're saying yourself, it might be a little bit too far split, because should two guys go down, it's going to be dangerous for the other guys to come and help.
And this is the thing, right, from what I've seen from 3D Max, think, hell, I'm supporting them. I need them to get points so I don't have to see.
Hickey's school is out for summer and winter too, I guess. There's no room for you in there.
Yeah, that was just a rolling in and hoping no one was there, and Stella will easily pick away that. And this is what happens, right? One player split up, one player going a little bit further forward, ends up getting taken down early, and you upset the balance quite massively here. So just to touch on that 3D Max point, right? I want them to do better here. But again,
I understand why.
They're pushed. Yeah, okay, I don't want to sing. Admittedly, all bets aside though between us, and it is just a fun personal bet. I do not want to see them go down again with players going down early, because we see them get late game. I want to see them with a full squad. I want to see what they can actually deliver here, because we've seen so little of it.
True. Very, very, very much correct. We will see now, though, as we said before, somewhat repeated. Yeah.
Oh, nice, Shakti. All right, getting a Northern Lights player down. The Deep gets knocked. So the Deep and OK Bro are just together. They've got a full squad from Fenerbahce actually in it.
All lining themselves up to get damage done. They do manage to get the finish off there as well. See Saki. He's saying, you know what, we'll stick close to the water. It worked last time. Let's see if we can get ourselves into that top 3 spot again. Trying to split off between that little compound up north of the road and then down towards Watertown.
Now 7. Again, they like to go in for these fights. They like to try and make it work. Plenty of teams around them here in Rozhok, and this is where they have to be careful. They're right on the edge of it as well.
Yep.
Circle-wise, no pressure, but team-wise, massive pressure.
Yep, and they're pushing into the building. They got the knockdown on one player, but they have to figure if it's going to be worth it to run on up. One guy goes down. It's actually going to be Riddle from outside in the other compounds in Rozhok to get the knock on towards him. Aslan goes down as well, so right now it's Riddle saying, well, you know what, we'll third-party this, but we're not going to help anyone in particular. We're going to shoot down people from both teams.
If you're moving, I'm a shooting. Francario, though, he's able to get the knock onto one of the Ultra Warrior players. Going to get anything more done, and he does. He eliminates them. That's going to be them all going down. Riddle chimes in as well and says, hey, we'll steal some of that, please. We'll take some extra kill points. Hell, why not? And that's one thing that Riddle can do from this setup, right?
Yeah.
They're in a good position where they're kind of central Rozhok, where they've got 3 different teams around them, and any spots they see, as long as they keep checking around, they could be getting kills for days.
Now, we talked about Fenerbahce giving too much room to their opponents. They need to step up here, not run off, because there's nowhere to run to in this position. Take the fight. I know it's against Vietnam, but they have shown us individually they have the kill skill, I guess you can say, this fragging power to do some damage. If they can catch some players off guard, it was the exact same area we saw yesterday with Proling players taking out Page. We will see if they can do it here. Hopefully they can. because they have nowhere to run to. It's going to be a huge open field, and then Sokledam will just stand up there with the DMRs and pop them off.
Yeah, you can't give this position away of your Fenerbahce. You have to try and challenge it. It doesn't matter who you're facing. Go in and try and get some kills. Shaxi narrowly avoiding nades, down on 9 health now. Needs to met himself back up as best as possible, but they've got to be so cautious that they don't just get overrun.
Very, very, very correctly said there. Sokledam. I mean, you can just tell they want to fight. There's nothing in them saying we should hold this up, but they don't want to fight it. Like, they don't over-aggress to it. They want to fight, but they're keeping their... I mean, it's like communication is key, and like communication comes first, and aggression comes after. There's never a player stepping out of line, pretty much. That's what's impressive to me. And
that's where you've got a team like that's all working together. All the pieces are moving at the same time, and that comes down to not just practice and strategy, but also the in-game leader. They have trust within him, and that is what's key to success. And that's the difference between the top-level teams and the real true pros.
Very, very, very well said. Now the circle does shift south. Finally, we see it. I guess that's the makeup for last game, saying we didn't get it last game. This time around, though, will go down. So whoever was confused by that circle last time around, this time around, at least, it will go exactly where everyone wants it to go.
Now we get to see Fenerbahce. How are they going to deal with this? Because they can now try to get away, but they need to ensure that they've held Zen off for a little bit, maybe throw some smokes down at the top just to keep him at bay and say, hey, look, we are still potentially around it. Shaxi's already moved out to go and grab control of that compound.
Yeah, see, Edelweiss trying to push all the way underneath and get himself up to that top position with Krabik sitting downstairs. 7, though, they still have 2 players to need to kind of somehow push around, and I think, they're actually going into a vehicle now. I was going to say, I think they just took their only bike, but they do have one more vehicle available. Question is going to be whether they really want to use it, because you can see Riddle, they're pushing ever so closer.
That Fenerbahce play you just saw on your screens there while you were talking as well was quite smart. They were almost leapfrogging each other. So one player prone at the front, the other player running back, so they were making sure they could provide some cover fire. Yeah. That's the way you're going to do it if you are going to back away.
Very correct. Buster. Off they go. And damage be done, will damage be done, at least not for now. Still not in the clear yet. They also have a team down south that could potentially be shooting up towards them. But right now, the only team that last game said, we will sit north and we will get the circle. Well, this time around, not so much. Gluten is pushing straight on over directly into Riddle. And for the remaining teammates in, not fair. They have a pretty rough rotation over this bridge coming up. But for right now, it's Sokledam. They went from one fight straight into another. This time around, it's Phoenix who's going to pay.
Phoenix, they are going to pay. Page has come alive. Ibel found a knock as well. And once again, Zen light up the scoreboards. They found 3 kills already. How many more can they get done? It's all up to Sorgi upstairs, trying to hide, trying to keep himself going, but he knows this pressure is going to be applied.
And you see Saxe is like just completely PTSD. Nope, 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 nope. I'm going, guys. See you. It's not going to happen. I'm going to get those placement points. Not going to be in a position whatsoever to help out. Unfortunately, Sorgi does go down as well. Look at the push. Yeah. Playing it ever so cautious, super smart and well played together.
You know, there was no delay there from Zen, right? All of them went together, no problems at all. They waited for one player to get medded up, get up back to full health, and pushed in. Because they knew if they get the knocks, there's no chance he's going to be able to get a kill in there as well, because we'll be right on the return.
Correct. And that's exactly, yeah, couldn't say it any better myself. That's exactly what they're doing, and that is paying off. I mean, you see it right there, because people talk, oh, we should work on our rotations and all our individual fragging and all that stuff. But what it really comes down to is those moments where you need to know exactly what your teammates are doing in any given situation when you're trying to push a building. That's why what I wish more practice was focused on, not the whole overall just play your game scrim, but if you had like a training mode with buildings where you could go in and practice engages on buildings, that would be really, really, really smart, and it really help a lot of teams too. Like completely military style, you pick that window, you pick that door when we enter. Like,
well, I think I made the comment yesterday, right, that Zen, the way they play is like an actual army platoon going up and going for a challenge. And it doesn't matter how many they're facing, there is clearly great communication. I would love to hear their team speak or whatever the hell they're using to communicate and understand what's going on.
And I actually got a comment from one of their coaches saying that, thank you for noticing, because that's exactly what we've been working on.
Hey,
so there you go.
There you go. I do
Analyst James coming in. Yep, there you go.
I'm learning. We're getting somewhere with it. I'm not just here to sound good and shout loud, but who is here to shout loud is always Zen when they start giving this contention and firepower across the board. Now, 3D Max, they're actually not too far away from the circle as the new one just popped. All the teams in the south, Fenerbahce included, are going to go, oh, great, we got a compound. This didn't work out for us, and now we can push up. The question is, though, is how they're going to be able to push up into this, because there's a bit of space around for them, but it's the other teams who can just rotate so much faster. And again, they're taking shots straight away onto personal courage. And Stella here, they are non-stop in shooting. Coming out from school, they've had this on lockdown, and now they want to find out if they can take down Ghost Legion, who again are starting to be up here and starting to have a good opportunity, but can they make it work?
Yeah, they have a rough patch ahead of them. They're still not inside the circle yet, and YMB's vehicle just got blown up, and not only his, but also Yellow and Treo's vehicles are very much gone down in flames. So in a rough position, none of them are inside the circle. Maybe Alpha is just exactly inside the dip down there, but he's already taking fire from multiple other directions, and that's the issue out here in the open. You have that one sort of wall to hide behind, but that wall is only going to grant you cover from 180. On the other side, you have multiple other people, and Exactly finally gets found. One player did go down for Soklet Nam Aggie, but he should be able to get rested. Now for Tornado Energy might be wanting to push on this. 2 guys down already.
Tornado Energy off that insane kill streak they had on the previous game that went into a win. Can they use some more damage here? 3D Max have been having some players dropped at the same time, and this is where Zen have to use their complete tactical awareness. Can we get players up? Do we push in for this? How do we maneuver around here? Because they are very much in the center of this western side.
Pushing on around. They're just 3 players alive for their team. Hickey went down a little earlier. Trying to see if he can do something here. Kalimdor got himself a knock onto Lolwo, but will go down immediately after. It's the nearby team. They weren't expecting them to be that close. And now Sonk with the backside's position has to do something to hold them off while these teammates are pushing on further forward.
They want to get some more kills on the board here. They're going to be taking it to personal courage, and this is looking good. Only Cope remains behind the car, but he still manages to do the damage. He's still managing to get it done, and he is not giving up. 4 kills and a dream. It's 3 for Fenerbahce. These 2 teams are having their little war of their own here behind them.
And this is the issue right now, that as soon as you peek over one hillside, look at the nades coming in as well. Molman, a lot of damage being done on towards 7 as they try pushing in towards school. Not going to happen whatsoever. Kumba taken down there as well. 3D Max now chiming in with the nades. This is the issue with this area. From that peek over that ridge one time, 4 different teams can see you. You got to be so fast that your peek should go back down. Peek should go back down. Quick peeking is the key in this area of the map, and if you overextend just a little bit, believe me, you will be shot.
Now, I've got to say, right, the difference between Group A and Group B here is 100% utility usage, because I've seen more smokes and tactical usage of grenades being used from these teams. And that's just because they've been able to, I guess, play it a little bit smarter, learn from things they've seen, because they've been able to hold people at bay for so long using this kind of aggression. Throw these grenades out and you know they haven't got a chance to push over because they're scared of them barreling out towards them.
Yeah, you see the near circle pop down there near the corner. It's going to shift out the majority of Rostock. So for these teams that were trying to lay low inside Riddle and not fair, they will indeed have to push on over across the road and find somewhere within this very open circle to call home. It's going to be tricky. We see also on our map in the corner that Old Man has pushed on up, but once again the nades, Fenerbahce, they're all locked down to 1 little square meter. How are they planning on getting out from here?
If you're Kofest, you're thinking, God, I can't catch a break. No one's letting me get out of here anytime soon.
Not a whole lot he can do, and not a whole lot for 7 to do either. They do get eliminated now. We see Mailman and Kumba taking shots continuously on over, and both Ivel and Enki gone down, and that's the 2nd time these 2 guys get knocked. And now Mailman and Kumba have to figure, do we want to push on this or not? They have a chance to, but will they? We're not sure. Look at Kofest right in the middle of this confrontation.
So well done. Push forward just at the right time there. You saw it on your screens. Ghost Legion are going to get eliminated. They tried to hold strong, and Coach is still plugged and ready, but then it'll be finished off. That's 2 teams eliminated by Fenerbahce, and they have started to come alive.
Thank you. Finally, we're showing what we have seen them do before, and we will now hopefully get to see them do something more damage. They're still outside the circle with just 2 players alive. It's going to be tricky for them, but for 6, he completely split off from his team down in the southeast, trying to deliver all the damage that he can towards Fenerbahce. It's going to be good to see for him and for the team, them getting a bit further, because those are all also one of the teams that we kind of been missing in the top of the leaderboards.
And Not Fair have come into this battle between Tornado and Zen, and they've now both only got 2 players left alive against the full squad from Not Fair. Not Fair looking to end both of their lives and see them given a little bit more of a chance to see them push up into this, because Zen now, heavily under pressure, actually starting to move away, and actually it's just going to leave Tornado a chance to get away with this.
Yeah, Soklet Nam, they are trying to push in from one side. You've got inside games, I mean, there are 2 solos up there, then you have a 3-man team and you have a duo, all sitting kind of circling around Not Fair right now. They are in the middle of the party, and they're doing everything they can to make some room for themselves. Page goes down, nice shots coming in from Rip. Nate's now thrown as well. Will it go far enough? Not sure. Sunday getting some good damage done, and this is the issue. Peek 1 angle, and he'll be visible to 2 more. Soklet Nam that will go down. That Nate was on the money, so they will go out in 9th place. They got themselves some kills though, but not a whole lot more to it. Inside games taken down immediately.
Not fair, trying to deal with that the best way they can. Genju, they're getting picked apart as well, and it will be Tornado that come out top trumps, and they do it in style. They waited, they bided their time, and they made it work. And now they've got this whole western, pretty much southwestern side as well, in full control.
Last time it was X Team and Combat who did all the damage. This time around is Combat again, but joined by Melman, trying to see if they can somehow get into the top 3, I guess, would be the goal in this. Now they do get the circle. It's dead center. They're sitting on the edge where they are, and they have to worry. It's going to be very dangerous, very, very open ending we're going to get to this game. And one team we haven't seen at all anything this game, right there. Got yourself Seacork.
Yeah, I think they've had like 1, maybe 2 kills at best. Seacork have been quiet, they've been hiding it up. They're looking to get these placement points in there to make up for the game just previously gone. Fenerbahce, they held on for as long as they can. Shaxi, the last man alive, but Siggy's going to find him. Donsi. Nade's coming out towards him. That's not looking good. Barlos gets it with a nade, and Riddle are the next ones to go down. 4 teams remaining, and it is only Stellar who have their full squad. They are looking to really make a name for themselves here. It's been so good to see them in the last 2 days actually perform.
Went 16th, I believe, in the previous game when they got taken out by Sogdit Nam.
Legion went 16th.
Oh, yeah, 15th then, sorry. Last game they got taken out, and this time they're saying, you know what, give us the same circle again, we can do it better.
Yeah.
And they do. Very, very good job by them so far, and they're doing everything they can to win this game, that's for sure. It's going to be tricky, though. They're not inside the circle. Moleman has made his way on in, but you see him running on the right side of the screen there. He's so far out in the open.
He's got Siggy giving him a little bit of backup. They're getting some fire on the team from Tornado, but is it going to be enough here? Good split, but Moleman has to be careful. It's like someone lit a fire under Stellar and said, time for you guys to get going. Are you angry? Are you really chiming in now? Is it time for you guys to come alive? And Siggy, he has been the man leading the charge, but it's great to see the full team here being able to try and get this done. Now, they do need to be cautious of Seacork, who are starting to make their way out of the compound. That's the other team who've got 3 players left alive. But Stellar, they've got the best position here, right on top of the hill.
They do 11 kills to add to it as well, looking to see if they can get themselves some more. Playing a somewhat aggressive cast is trying to push underneath, but the issue for them is there aren't really that many places they can play from, and that's where if you're a duo, if you're a solo, I'm not going to say you're in a better chance to win it, because, well, the pure fracking power from having 4 guys live is always better, but it's kind of different to where can you position 4 guys when you're on one side of the circle? Moment, forced in the open there, Combat saying thank you. Headshot straight to the face, not a whole lot to do.
Virax able to eliminate Moleman as well. That means it is going to be 3 versus 1. It's going to be a bit more difficult here. On 2 as well for Tornado. Can't forget those guys because they are still in a good spot. Melman was on the heavy fire, still managed to get out of it, still managed to avoid the damage. And the circle changes up again. And pretty much everyone's close enough inside of it.
Also impressive that that Tornado can make endgame in 2 games where they drop in complete opposite sides of the circle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you got to take into account. Sure, once you're in Circle 1, it doesn't really matter where you came from because, well, you're in. But there's still the initial rotation. The first move they make is can be dangerous once you're going to places that you're not used to.
Now, as soon as Seacork poked out, Melman was able to rattle off some shots towards them. Couldn't get any knocks in there, and it's down to who's going to make the first mistake.
Yeah.
You notice, right, everyone shifts as soon as they hear a few shots coming on. And that's because they want to get involved, they want to try and steal a kill, steal a knock, and get themselves into a better position here.
You do not want to over-peek here, because as you said before, once you're peeking, one guy stands still for that split second, and odds are that another guy will have his scope straight on your face.
Oh, yes, and that's not where you want to be. We see it's going to be a lot of utility usage again. It's them smokes going down to give them some cover. Oh, that's the way you get it done, Comfort Trash. He's not giving up just yet. He gets the knock onto Furex, and all that's going to do at least is delay Seacork for now.
Yeah, they want to get the res on up, but I'm not sure if they're going to be allowed to. Venom might be able to make a bit of a hero play on here. Seems like he's not going to go for it, though. He is inside the circle down behind that tree, so he's just saying, you know what, I'll let you guys fight it out, and hopefully by the time that I have to leave, there either won't be anyone left alive or very few.
As he tried to work his way up a little bit closer to Seacork, right? So it means he can go over the hill if needed. The positions we've got here from Stellar are very interesting because Siggy's playing the long range game. He's got 3 kills already. He's going to be looking to make some more. As soon as they peek up, he's going to have the information there. Ness gives it a little poke, has an understanding of where they might be sat. But guess who's still chilling? Phantom. He's just up there. He's saying,
Yep.
I ain't taking no shots. I ain't scared of anyone, but I'm just going to prone it out and see if I can steal a game again.
Now the circle does go dead center. We knew it was going to happen. Jamboree is prone as close to it as you possibly can with a somewhat decent position. And it's up to 60 now to hold that top. Issue being every time he is visible to one team, he's going to be visible. Every time he's not visible to one team, he's visible to another. And that's going to cost him. Goes down right there. That was their safety now. They only have the safety in these 2 teams forced to fight each other.
Well, yes, this is going to be the fight that goes down to decide who's going to come up on top and who's going to take the names. Phantom's still just waiting. You can see him. He's watching them all walk in front of him, and he doesn't have to do anything. Nope. He can just chill it out a little bit longer. He's got a bit of cover. He's just got to avoid the circle. Now the spray's going on, though. Phantom's going to come into a bit of a fight. He does it. He gets 2 knocks. Surely he can't do anything else. He does get eliminated, but he's caused a problem for Corp. He's done it all. He's given him a chance. And guess who comes alive? Stellar. He was ready and waiting. 5 kills for him. His teammate now needs to help him. They've got to deal all the damage onto Tornado. Jamboe's got to come alive. He's got to make this work. He's only got a little bit of information to play off. Kaz goes down, and now Tornado looking for back-to-back wins. Can they get it done? It's time for them to shine. 14 kills up on the moment for Stellar. Can he do anything else? He's going round on the hill looking for it. Combat Trash prone down. It's all going to come down to this first initial engagement. Straight into it. Can he get it done? Compot's just looking around ever so cautiously. He's not making any noise. He's making sure his position isn't known. He's following it. He has a good understanding of where it's going to pop up. Now we're trying to get onto Kaz. Now we're going to go into a 1v1. 15 kills. And Jambo, it's time for you to shine, buddy. Can you get this? Can you deny Tornado the win? Can you manage to get this all on? Behind the rock, shots being fired off. He couldn't make him connect. And Jambo, the pressure is on. Melman, he's in a really good spot. Slightly more health. Got the rock to hide behind, but that circle's going to come in. And Melman's going to be the first one to have to move. He does end up doing it. And Tornado, get it done. What a performance!
Back-to-back victories for Tornado Energy. We wanted them to come into a good day 4, and they sure as hell